Hello, I'm Charles Bloom.
I'm Sarah Bonham.
And I'm Candace Briley.
I will cover Standard 1, Standard for Teachers. To promote and model digital citizenship and responsibility, teachers understand local and global societal issues and responsibilities in an evolving digital culture and exhibit legal and ethical behavior in their professional practices. We are to engage the students with different strategies that will meet different diverse learners' needs. We need to engage students in real-world problems using technology such as incorporating community partnerships to promote the student learning. The lack of access to the internet and technology poses a challenge. This challenge is solvable, and governments and districts worldwide are providing the needed funding to equip our schools and provide the needed access to homes. Some of the world's poorest countries will in fact fall further behind because of this lack in funding. Candace?
Okay, I focused my reading on the Horizon Report 2016 K through 12 edition, specifically on significant challenges impeding K through 12 educational technology adoption and the ISTE standards for students. And the ISTE standard that I focused on was digital citizen, and it says that students recognize the rights, responsibilities, and opportunities of living, learning, and working in an interconnected digital world, and they act and model in ways that are safe, legal, and ethical. Now, the Horizon Report broke down the significant challenges impeding adoption of technology into three major categories, which was policy, leadership, and practice. And during our second video discussion, I explained what those categories were in detail and how they affected teachers. But for this unit, I wanted to focus on how those challenges are met and how they affect students specifically. One example is at a Denver public school, the Imaginarium is an innovation lab where students employ design thinking principles to move new models from conception to implementation with an emphasis on scaling big ideas. Schools in Singapore are piloting an adaptive learning platform for mathematics for which teachers are privy to analytics on student progress, and they can adjust their instruction to better accommodate student needs. The hope is that students will have more freedom in the kinds of materials that they use during the learning process, which will lead to increased engagement and accountability. And in order to increase authentic learning experiences for the students, school leaders must be aware of what effective support models, training strategies, and resources are that are already in existence. And I think that a lot of significant challenges that are impeding the educational technology adoption can be resolved by collaborating with other schools. And schools can really benefit from community partnerships because they provide additional resources for the students, such as like professional expertise and access to costly engineering tools. Another example is in Australia, in the Sydney Catholic School. They've created an authentic learning toolbox that enables teachers to share their ideas, practices, resources, and experiences. And the website includes links to real-world assessment information, to their Australian standards, and a Google Plus learning community, and also much more. But in my school, we're currently in the process of collaborating with a few other schools in an attempt to create like an online environment where the students can share their portfolios, blogs, and they can play like interactive learning games with one another. So, Sarah, I'll pass it off to you.
Okay. That's really neat. I'm going to go back to that in just a second. So I'm covering standard 3 and 4. First one is over the standard for coaches. So coaches, it's digital citizenship. They're educational administrators who model and facilitate understanding of social, ethical, and legal issues and responsibilities related to an evolving digital culture. And pretty much how they broke that down is that the coaches, they really model. Their main thing is to model and promote legal ways to access digital tools. And they model legal, ethical, and they really promote the diverse use of technology tools in school. And then I'll go into standard 4 and go back to what you guys were saying. Standard 4 is for the administrators, also digital citizenship, but on the administrator side of it. The educational administrators promote an environment of professional learning and innovation that empowers educators to enhance student learning through infusion of contemporary technologies and digital resources. So for the administrators, what they do is they are supposed to ensure and model legal access to digital tools, make sure that it's legal and not stealing from anybody, promote safe and responsible use of it, and then model and facilitate development of cultural understanding and the involvement in global issues, which Candace, you were kind of talking about that, is global issues in that school in Australia. Some of the things that they were talking about in one of the Horizon reports that I read for this week was speech-to-speech translation. So whenever they were talking about like from Australia to Singapore or anywhere, these different countries that speak different languages, they have now this technology where you can listen to a video or talk with people, have like a Skype video, kind of like what we're doing, and it immediately translates the languages that they're speaking right then and there. And that can definitely help our administrators and our coaches whenever they're just trying to get that global look on education. And then some other stuff that the Horizons reports touched on for administrators and coaches to be aware of when pushing their digital citizenship is like virtual labs and wearable technology for students. It's definitely saying for all students, and wearable technology for students who probably have like a learning disability could definitely help them in promoting their education through their digital learning.